Okie dokie, guys, welcome back to another video today, and not vintage again. We're going to play a little bit more pre-modern. It's a format I very much enjoy and play a fair amount of, a little less than vintage, but still quite a bit of it. Today we're going to play some Enchantress. The main aim of this deck is we're going to play some Enchantresses. So we've got Enchantress Presence, 3 mana, whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card. Argothian, 2 mana, 0 on Shroud, whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card. We play these, and that will make us draw cards. We dump enchantments into play, Sterling Grove, Stealer Cleansing, Exploration, Guile, and Wild Growth to ramp a bit. And then eventually we can play Parallax Wave and Opalescence. This combo obviously wakes up all of these cards and turns them into creatures, but it also exiles all of their creatures because the wave can target their dude, target itself, and then their thing never comes back. We've got Replenish as well if the opponent is annoying and gets in the way a bit. And we've got 3 plows as well. 3 plows is quite a lot in the main if you ask me, but hey ho, never mind. 22 lands, all of them produce mana. 4th plow, rare of revelation, some more enchantments for various things. A second replenish, Sabo's web, 3 grids, 2 crypts. All of that makes sense. And there's 1 Gaia's blessing here. A lot of blue decks will play like a sideboard brain freeze. Some of the storm decks will just kill with brain freeze. So this blessing can buy time and neuter their post-board plan quite heavily against some of the blue matchups like Dreadnought. So it's a very fun deck to play. You draw a lot of cards, you take a lot of game actions. Oh, there's a single library, that's dope as well. And then 2 solitary confinements up there is one of my favourite cards of all time. But anyway, we're gonna run this through a league. It's a bit different how I would build it. I would want to be a bit more silver bullety, but the player who I net decked off of was called like MTG Bazaar. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't not use your list. So here we are. Green, white, Enchantress in the pre-modern format. I'll see you for round 1. Okie dokie, round 1. We're on the play up against Will. He's allegedly got no chill. So what have we got though? We've got an exploration into a Serra Sanctum, into a Seal of Cleansing, into do nothing and die. So I think we probably want to mulligan this because it doesn't actually do anything right in this hand. There's no Enchantress, there's no Guile, there's no library. So I don't think we're allowed to keep hands which get wasted easily, might not even get to 2 mana. And then, because like how I want to play this is actually just Windswept Teeth, Exploration, go, so I can't get wasted. And then I'm not really doing anything right. And then getting wasted the next turn anyway. So I think I'd mulligan this because it doesn't do anything. Opponent's kept on their 7. This gets wasted, but I've still got a presence. So we'll keep this. And we'll ditch the confinement, because it's less likely that that's relevant versus the parallax wave. We'll say Dunzito there. And then it's a question as to whether we roll out this brushland still, right? We have got access to an Enchantress. I don't know about this brushland. It's whether we're putting it to play. Our opponent's taking a mulligan as well, so that's pretty techie for us, especially since we're down on cards. Maybe I'm supposed to keep confinement just because it pushes through better into this presence, right? I don't need the 4th mana to get the card off wave. If it's confinement, it's easier just to cycle it. So maybe that was a mistake already. 1 land to draw though. Opponent not the fastest. They're here. Okay. I believe I just play Windswept Teeth, Exploration, and pass. But I'm giving up the value if they somehow kill it. How can they kill it on 1 mana? Like land, Mox, Disenchant, Naturalize. That's actually viable, so I will play this out. And I want to kind of hold this Sterling Grove mountain. Okay, sure. So now I miss my confinement. Now I really miss my confinement. It's somewhere in my deck now, though. We did shuffle. Brushland is a cracking draw. So now we can cast the Presence and pass the turn. And now these next 2 cards will cycle. Sterling Grove can quickly become an Enchantress Presence or the other card. Solitary Confinement, that one there. That's the one I was talking about. Let's play Sterling Grove out first, though. We go to 18. That's a plow as well. There's a chance I just tutor for presents on end step, take the presents. Opponent incinerates me down to 15. I'm at an effective 13 at the moment. It's an effective 12, so I need to definitely play a confinement at some point this game. Ball lightning is in. I will trade that for -1 life and +6 to you. Nice set on ball lightning. So we just have to take a draw step. We can't do anything with our grove, and that should be a kill from there, right? So a 6 mana. So if I actually just go Sanctum, Parallax Wave, that draws an Enchantress Presence. No, it draws a Forest. Jesus Christ. That triggers an Enchantress Presence. Draws a Forest. Now they can't attack me. They have to do 14 in a turn. And I'm going to hold this Forest because it might be confinement food going forwards, because I'm just going to go and get an Enchantress Presence on the assumption that I'm not going to die to 14 points of burn from this opponent right now. So Sterling Grove to the sky. Goodbye Sterling Grove. Hello Enchantress Presence. We'll take our turn. The wave will trigger, and that's fine. What this is doing is just fogging them from playing ball lightnings, right? I will play like this. I draw a card of Enchantress Presence. I draw a Wild Growth. So we should just be able to go off here. Let's play Forest. Let's Wild Growth my Sanctum. I draw 2 cards. And I think they're just dead to us now. We can play Enchantress Presence. I'll go to the Enchantress. And now cast a Solitary Confinement. And this just needs to draw us an enchantment off these 3 triggers, right? Land, plow, land. So I'm dead. Okay. Cool game. I do just lose now. Well, they're going to unload their hand and be out of resources, right? Well, we were 1 short. And I actually just can't do anything. Well, not can't do anything, but I can't keep this going. I have to let it go straight away next turn. But they have dumped all of their resources. So we've got a bit of time to find something to do. But I just need one of those 3 draws to hit a freaking enchantment and the game ends. And I slow rolled this to play as many enchantments, to get as many card draws off of our confinement as possible, right? And that thing at the beginning where I said 3 plows seems like quite a lot has immediately come up. If we're trying to support this, right, confinement has to go, unfortunately. No point in waiting around because I can't draw cards with this in play, right? At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it. Unless you discard a card, sure, that's fine. You have Shroud, so they can't hurt me. Prevent all damage that is dealt to you. But skip your draw step. So I will not discard a card. I will just move to my draw step. I'll draw another confinement, right? Hopefully this one's not as disappointing as the last one. Triple trigger. Seal of Cleansing. Okay, so we are still on the ropes right now. And this one can't miss. Otherwise, well, it can. I just need to find a replenish if it does. You know? So triple trigger again, Sylvan Library, Wild Growth, Brushland. And I think now I'm out of the woods, to be honest with you. And now drawing enchantments at a rate of knots. Let's cast Sterling Grove then. Now I need to immediately sacrifice Sterling Grove to play Opalescence, but we had a pretty sketchy turn. We immediately ripped the absolute world, and the world drew us the actual kill this time around. So that was quite a sweaty one to start with. There's not a lot here to do against mono red, is there? Sacred Ground doesn't matter. Replenish isn't really what I'm into. The plows don't even seem incredible. Ray of Revelation, Taunt Script. No, there's nothing here. It's just the two main deck confinements. Grids aren't good. No, none of these cards are good, are they? The plow maybe is. Do I want the plow in though? What can I hit? I can hit Jackal Pup, Ball Lightning, Mog Fanatic. Can't hit Mog Fanatic. Grim Lava Monster. I think I'm bringing the other Replenish at the risk that my opponent has. No, I'm not. Fuck all that. Let's just play the same 60. I think we are favoured in the matchup anyway, especially with two confinements in the deck. But so this is turn one exploration. It might just be turn one exploration. So opponent has a mountain. We have Wooded Foothills, Fetches a Forest, Exploration, Windswept Heath. Right? And then next turn I can go Enchantress Exploration. They bolt my face. I'm at 16. And I will happily draw a land here, so I'm going to leave my Windswept in play. You're going for some upkeep burn, just as and when we want to. So I think this can be a forest. I'm holding a Sanctum, right? So let's play Serra's Sanctum, Windswept Heath. And get another forest. And then we can play... I want to play Argothian off of the Sanctum, I believe. And now I'm going to explore. This will draw me a card, and it can find me a Guile or a Wild Growth or something. It finds me a Sterling Grove, which is not the best, but it's fine. Maybe that sequencing was shit, because I've got an untapped land. No, it's going to bolt me a bunch. Oh no, they're not. They've got nothing. Was this Ball Lightning Fireball? Ball Lightning's interesting. It's been fairly out of favour recently. Not Fireball, Fire Blast is what I mean. So I'm at like 4. Maybe dead next turn. Likely dead next turn. Seal of Cleansing. So how do we play? We can't really, can we? So let's play Enchantress Presence. I want to leave a white floating. Sterling Grove. What enchantment can they play that would hurt me? Sulfuric Vortex. I think that's worth it. Serra's Sanctum, Argothian Enchantress. None of that works. And then I don't feel good about this game. I think maybe I screwed something up there. I did bolt myself with all my fetch lands as well, which would have me at 11, which is a lot happier, right? I was not happy against 5 cards in hand, to be honest with you. They play a Mountain. They play a Goblin Patrol. It's got to be upsetting to play that. And then now I draw a card. I can play Argothian. which I can play presence, draw some cards. Wild Sterling Grove. Oh no, it should have been Wild Growth actually. Crack Sterling Grove to get solitary confinement. Cast Exploration. Not very good at drawing lands, but hey ho. Play Serra Sanctum, keep Serra Sanctum, cast Solitary Confinement. They've got 3 cards in hand. I'm at 9, so it's quite possible that I die here. Price of Progress deals me 2. Fire Blast deals me 4. I go to 2. They got 1 card in hand. And then they concede the match. Very nice. Very nice. Few odd cards in their deck, right? Ball Lightning, Goblin Patrol, Price of Progress. But Solitary Confinement is an absolute house in this matchup, so we proved that twice. Okay, then round 2, we're up against Eichhorn, who's got the cool avatar. Is that the angel? Yeah, Radiant Archangel. We've got a nice turn 1 Miri's Guile, which is kind of where you want to be. Just set up everything for the rest of the game. And at some point we can play these presences and start churning through cards, but the Guile will fix everything. Whereas we saw round 1, I mulliganed a hand without everything, without a Guile or a presence. So, our opponent took a mulligan, and we're now just waiting and waiting. There we are, Flooded Strand, Forest, Guile, you'll go. This could be worth a daze if they've got it. It's quite powerful. I think we're supposed to hoover up the blue decks. Is roughly my understanding of this, the way this works. Basic Island, Stormy. I would love to use Mirigal's ability. I think I'd like another Guile out of all of that. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to take Brushland just in case they've got like Duress in their deck or something. I'll play a basic Plains and I'll pass a turn. So, what can they be at this point? They could be Psychotalk, they could be Mono Blue Dreadnought, they could be Stasis. They could be land still, actually, with Flooded Strand, right? Basic Plains, yeah. More than likely land still in my mind at the moment. I'm not confident in this Enchantress resolving, but that Sylvan Library might be good bait. I think I still throw an Enchantress at them this turn. Because if it sticks, it sticks. It's unlikely to. It's in. I'm just expecting end step disenchant then. Like, I can't imagine you have this and no responses. Flooded Strand Island Plains, like the absolute dream start in every format, and you don't have a disenchant or a mana leak or a counter spell. It seems suspicious at best. So I think this presence, we're unlikely to untap with it. We've got a library that we can bait with next time out. They fetch with Flooded Strand. It fetches up a basic usually. Basic Plains, interesting. Plains is what they want. What could require Plains at this stage in the day? They didn't cast a Portent or anything. Could just be Decree for 0. Renewed Faith doesn't need white. It's got to be Disenchant, right? Oh, Intuition. Okay. So we're doing the replenish thing. They're trying to be a better replenished deck than I am. Wave, wave, wave. You can grab yourself a wave, son. There you go. So I don't think they play as many permission spells. Next up, how do we sequence? So Adhikar wastes. They're just going to roll out a wave for the fucking thrills. Opalescence is really powerful against us as well, right? So I think Opalescence is both sides of the table. Yeah, it is. I attacked with a stasis once and it made my day. So there's their wave coming in, which makes me think they've got Opalescence on the other side of this turn cycle. I don't have a fetch land here. I would love a fetch land here. How do I ever win? Let's take the Serra Sanctum, but I'm not confident here. So I could just go like library. No, library's bad. It has to be Enchantress Presence, right? So let's go. Let's do that then. Enchantress Presence into library. We'll push through all of that nonsense that we've got on our deck. Miri's Guile versus Sylvan Library. I think Sylvan Library's better. We find a fetch land, but I'm expecting them just to cast Opalescence here and just kill me. Like Sterling Grove still wouldn't have worked. I would need double Grove to beat that. There's the Opalescence and I lose. That's a shame. Sealer Cleansing would have helped. How can I get anywhere? Plow doesn't work. I need to just top deck Sealer Cleansing. Yeah, that completely invalidated everything we were trying to do, right? So what do we have against that? Just crypts and auras. So draw step, forest. I think we can go to the next game. I can't resolve a spell, and they're just going to attack me for 4 each turn. So I think Aura of Silence and Tormod's Crypt seem interesting to me. The plows are obviously awful. Oh, the Ray of Revelation could be interesting, but maybe that's a bit too deep. I think I'm not sure. Sacred Ground I don't need. Replenish I don't need. So what would I... If I had 2 more cuts from here, just like what? Confinement as 1 and none of the other cards are really cuttable. Sterling Grove is questionable. I need to play 2 of those for me for my deck to be safe against this opponent. So I think I'd rather just beat them with Seals and Auras and Ray of Revelation. The Crypt could be really suspicious as well because they just showed that they don't actually have to do the whole replenish thing. They can just beat me because they wake up on my enchantments and exile them. I could see one confinement, like both confinements leaving the building as well. Maybe that is better. Both confinements leave and I keep a Sterling Grove. So I'm more likely to get that everything's protected and your wave doesn't matter. So Tormod's Crypt, Wild Growth, Sterling Grove. So we'll keep this for now. This looks like a nice start. We can just go Forest, Wild Growth. Turn 2 Enchantress. Turn 3 Sterling Grove or Library, depending on how we feel. But they just need to play 4 lands and play 4 mana spells, right? So we'll Wild Growth. You'll go. I don't want to put Tormod's Crypt in play just yet. I think Tormod's Crypt in play on the 3rd turn might just fuck with an Intuition pile a little bit. Although their Intuition piles are so easy to make, it's just 3 of the same. Or 2 different if Opalescence is rolled up, right? But it can't be that hard to build through. If Replenish is rolled up, sorry. They've got an island. I get to play a presence. It resolves. We'll pass to the opponent here. And next turn I can play Sylvan Library Sterling Grove. And that'll keep the wheels churning for a moment. But I don't feel like I'm in a spot where I can sacrifice these Sterling Groves, right? I need to find them organically. I need to find both of them. And if I do find two, then their wave plan's a little bit tougher. So this is a meddling mage naming something. They know nothing. They're just going to name Opalescence themselves. How do I get this out of play? Parallax Wave. Cool. And if it names Parallax Wave, that's fine. I can just play an Opalescence and kill them. I don't know what you name here. There's so much redundancy in this deck. My opponent doesn't seem to know either. Which maybe is a sign that we shouldn't have the mages in the deck. If it's... I feel like you should be bringing them in like, this is what I name. Or it's just I resolved an Enchantress beforehand. They named Sterling Grove, a fantastic name. So they identify how we win as well. I'm going to go Sylvan Library to start with. Drawing a card. This gets me a Seal of Cleansing, which I don't believe I need to play just yet, but I will play. I don't think my opponent's going to have days. Do I want to roll out a Tormod's Crypt? I think I will now. I don't know what can go wrong, but there are Ancient Tombs in this format. Or Frantic Search or some shit like that. Ancient Tomb Frantic Search. Replenish. That's a kill from here. But Sterling Grove was a fantastic name from the opponent. That was impressive. So now we've got to find Parallax Wave, but our opponent appears to be missing land drops or just slow rolling me. So we go to 17. And now I've got to find a Parallax Wave to get this out of play, to get my two groves going. So this does constrict quite a lot. They find a plane, so they did have it all along. Take our draw step. There's a Parallax Wave. So a null would be annoying. But I think we can just pay the full 8 life here. And YOLO out and Argothian Enchantress. Hope it gets countered. Does not. So Serra's Sanctum can make 4 mana. I kind of want it to make more than that. Parallax Wave can die to Mana Leak and a null, or if Silence can die to Mana Leak to a null. So just roll out the wave. This might get annulled, but it's fine, I think. I tried to bait Mana Leak with this one. It didn't work. Oh, this is in. Okay. Get rid of that then. Cast this guy. Draw a Wild Growth. Okay, so next turn we should be able to go off quite handily. we've got the mana. We just need to find the second grove, and 2 cards per spell should get us there. So next turn we've got the draw 8 rolled up, right? Well, we've also got the Sylvan in play. Intuition. Okie dokie. I've got Tormod's Crypt for that. Like if this is triple replenish, no, it's triple wave, okay. That's fine. I can nuke the first wave of the cleansing. Flood of Strands is in. And they fetch. Get an island. They can't cast Parallax Wave, right? No, you can't cast Parallax Wave. Just as I thought. So my turn. Fading happens. Fader's gonna fade. Tormod's Crypt is in. Sylvan Library, yes. Opalescence is interesting. So maybe we keep the Opalescence. And now let's just start off by a fetch, I think. So I want to clear those because I want to find 2 of these groves. So Wild Growth onto Basic Plains. Draw 2. Exploration. Draws 2. Aura of Silence can get in. Draw 2 as well. I'll go through Enchantress. Yeah, we'll have you. Miri's Guile. Cheeky triple draw. That's another Sterling Grove. And then that should wrap it up. As long as I don't get brain freezed on this cast here. Okay. Combat then, I guess. So, yeah, all of these can attack. They go to 6. We can just pass. I don't need to do anything else. My lands are great. My opponent concedes. Perfect. Do I want some plows then? I think that has to replace the Ray of Revelation though, because we're just getting quite far away from a good number of enchantments at that point. So wait, 2 plows come in. What did I cut? Ray of Revelation. And then like an exploration maybe can go. I don't like that, but I'm going to do it just in case. Because that Meddling Mage was like a very good name from the opponent, but clearly quite distressing. I will keep this hand. We'll see what our opponent does. Opponent's gone to 6 again. It's a bit of a scarier matchup than the last one, right? The fact that they've got this absolute nuclear button that kills us is horrifying. It doesn't even, it's not like we can counterfeit it with our replenish, right? It just nukes everything. So opponent likes their 6. They're really into it. They're like, oh buddy, this 6 is insane. I'd really like to draw Wild Growth or Exploration for my turn. I would accept Miri's Guile. Just something to do on 1 would be pretty nice. Opponent plays Basic Plains and ships it to me. I'll play a Wooded Foothills and ship it to you. I guess I'm supposed to... Can they have Stifle in their deck? Possibly, so I will fetch upkeep. Because I don't think they will, but there's like that stupid outside chance that they've still got one stifle left over from Tide days. I'm just gonna get a forest and let you carry on. Unlock their submerge. Meddling Mage is in, and that's gonna name something annoying. It's gonna hit something in my hand, I can tell you that for free. It should name Argothian, I guess. At this point. Yeah. So we will get a plains and cast a Sterling Grove. And another Sterling Grove then gives me hope that we can win. Opponent comes in for 2 damage. I fall to 16 after my double fetch. They have a Sky Cloud Expanse, sorry. And then lines up the Intuition. Oh no. They've got the Attunement, which is like Intuition. Return this to your hand, draw 3, then discard 4. Seal of Cleansing. Maybe I want that in play. Attunement's such good card flow. I really want to play the Presence, but I think I'm supposed to play the Cleansing, because I think next turn they're going to kill me with a Replenish. And Seal of Cleansing at least nukes the Opalescence. I mean, it does that on the way back down the next turn as well, right? Maybe I'm supposed to just play Presence and lean for the upside. No, I should play Cleansing. Because I can Cleansing, Replenish Cleansing. And I can also tutor for a Parallax Wave if they play something. I don't know how the Parallax Wave into Parallax Wave Opalescence goes, to be honest with you. That's above my pay grade. I guess the person with the most counters is ahead. A bit like Psychic Frogs. Okay, so I've got a Cleansing in play, which gives me like a little bit of hope. They're going to hit me down to 14, which again doesn't really matter. I could sack this Grove and go and get myself a Parallax Wave to eat this Meddling Mage with. They've got an Ancient Tomb. They do nothing with it, that's weird. So I'll just take my turn. Wild Growth's a nice one. So we can cast Enchantress Presence, Wild Growth this forest, and get a card out of it at the very least. That's a forest, okay. I'm not delighted with how this game's going. I'm pretty concerned about our Sterling Grove. So 3 mana for Intuition. Gets a bunch of stuff. Decree of Silence. Opalescence, Opalescence. So they always get an Opalescence into the bin. They want a Decree of Silence in there as well. So I guess you can have Decree of Silence. Oh, but they've got the attunement, so it doesn't matter. But I've got the seal rolled up, so maybe I can get somewhere. I don't know, I think I'm dead. I can Cleansing, Replenish Cleansing, right? So wave, attunement. Yeah, the replenish is so lethal here. Yeah, that choice that they gave me did not matter because of the attunement. So maybe I was supposed to pop the attunement in response. But now replenish kills me. Because this Decree of Silence is so good. How many spells do I have to cast? 3. Yeah, I can't do that. This game's over. That's fine. Because I can't cleanse my way out of this. Good games. Okay, round 3 after the pummeling from Replenish, and we're up against Napcaster. We'll keep this because we've got a nice card flow opener. It will be Forest and Wild Growth into turn 2. Probably just Presence, I imagine. Unless we're somehow very concerned about Daze all of a sudden. Strand, I don't think makes me concerned about Daze. Although actually I can just so happily play around Daze, right? Let's just play an Argothian. Let's roll out this and play an Argothian. And that's in. Opponent's turn 2 after the Flooded Strand, they've got an island. They fetch up a Plains. They play a Powder Keg. Okay. Powder Keg's interesting because Powder Keg is going to ramp up to my Argothians. However, I can cast this here Seal of Cleansing first. Maybe I want to play Enchantress Presence this turn. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll play Presence this turn. Look for the land, don't get it. Attack for 0. Don't think there's any punishments being tapped. So an island, and then pass the turn. So maybe that was the punish there, is that I now don't have a good avenue to resolving a spell. Wild Growth, the basic planes, draw 2 more. I could just ignore the Powder Keg and play another Presence. We'll do that. Opponent concedes the game. Okay, well, they didn't want to play that game. That's cool. I think I'm going to bring a grid. I actually just have no idea what my opponent's playing there because that was such an anemic game from them. I think it could be some sort of blue-white shrimp deck. So I think I might just swap grid for plow and then see how it plays out. Grid might just be 2 on the nose. Let's just bring the Aura of Silence. That beats Replenish, Land Still, and Shrimp, right? That does a lot more than the grid does in terms of just like a rando card to draw later. We can kill a fish, we can kill a keg, we can tax a fish, we can tax a keg, we can have something else against the Replenish deck if that's what they're doing. So this is turn 2 Enchantress Presence, which is nice, and we can replenish it back if we need to. Opponent's on 6 again, they've got a Flooded Strand. Wooded Foothills for a forest. Maybe. Depends if Modo wants to work or not. And then we'll just explore. Oh, I get to play another card. Let's play Brushland, and pass the turn. Do I like pass the turn here? No, I should explore again and then pass the turn. I've got infinite land drops, so I can hold the Sanctum against an errant wasteland. That's a Mishra's Factory. It's our turn, and we can play our Sanctum now. We can play around a random miscalc. And they seem to have a response. A null. Okay. I'm going to play out my Sterling Grove because I can go and find a presence in a minute. So the grid would have been fine. That's a Dust Bowl. That's the sort of thing I was concerned about. Let's crack this guy. And go and grab an Enchantress presence. Do I just replenish? Just get them into play. You need exactly Mana Leak, please, sir. Has exactly Mana Leak. Oh, has Impulse. Okay, Impulse for foil or days. Foil's tough. Concedes match. Nice. So we just beat the annul here, right? That's the joke. We beat the annul, and then this is going to draw me cards and have Shroud. Don't know what they're playing, but it wasn't very good. Round 4 up against Eric and Docker, and we're going to play this heavily exposed hand to lots of things. Let's go Brushland, Wild Growth, and a Prayer. Your go. Does turn off half the pain. No, motherfucker. The whole league I've complained about Wasteland. Okay. I'll play a Plains. Which is a fantastic draw. But it's just upsetting. We'll go to end step, I guess. So this looks like it's been an Oath of Druids deck, I guess. Like a random Wastelands just makes me assume Oath. Or some Oath variant. It could just be that Nihilist, not Naya, that like Weathered Wayfarer style of thing. This is a Forest. Mox Diamond. Discards Core Haven. Plays a Sylvan Library. Pay me in basic land. Thank you. We'll give them the cards in exchange for our cards. Okay. So we've gone runner to get out of this. Like perfect. The only way it could have been more perfect if it was the other way around and we went Wild Growth into like Forest into Plains because we had the Wild Growth. But other than that, I don't really care. It's a non-zero chance that they just have. That's annoying. Like a Thermocast or a Stone Rain variant here. It's a Nimble Mongoose. Okay, so that clears up a lot of the deck. They don't have Oath of Druids. They do have access to Weathered Wayfarer and Terravore. They'll tap one of my lands here, probably the Forest. They do tap the Forest. We can't do anything about that. Don't care. Exploration's a sad one. Now we're going to miss land drops for a while. We had it too good for a moment there. Bit too good. And now we're going to die because I didn't kill that Sylvan Library. Like, I still don't think that was going to... I think resolving this is really key to any winning chances that we have. That's why I went like that. I know I was giving them a turn with a Sylvan, and that was the choice I made. I think this is better. Because any untap without port or any land gives us an avenue to killing the Sylvan. They're at 3. They know they're not scared of me. Like dealing damage quickly. I need to draw a green source. I'm going to get in for their one ball here. Crunch. That hurts. And I won't block. and our opponent binks us to 18. They've got 8 cards in hand, so they've got to make a land drop, right? You can't overdraw and then discard to hand size. That's maniacal. Discard an extra library. They tap my forest. They don't tap my forest. What a nut job. What happened there? Oh, wild growth my plains. They might port it in response. That's fine. Crazy work. I get a card. You see that? I got a card for free. Now both my lands produce green. Crazy work. I'm going to put some stuff back, I'm sure. Overdraw cycle, miss a land drop was wild. Discard's a wasteland. It's got a billion mana now. Armageddon, sure. You got 3/3. This, I imagine, is what the Sacred Grounds are for. And we'll just fetch and immediately growth up Berlin, I think. I know I've got this exploration, but... Okay. You'll go. So the Mongoose is Thresholden. Threshold. I really don't understand how they didn't tap my land on that turn, though, because that gave me, like, proper outs to draw cards and do stuff, right? Now they've got a Naturalize, which is fine. They're in for 3. Okay. We just need to hit lands here. That's all we kind of need to do. That's our whole game plan, is just to play lands. Not doing that quickly, which is a shame. We only play 22, and they've nuked a few of them already. 4. 3, actually, because of the Windswept Heath. Wasteland's fine. This is a terrible. That's not fine. 11/11. That's pretty big. So we need to find exactly white source. And this feels like one of those games where I'm just ever so slightly behind, right? Like the whole game, I'm just this 1 mana behind where I need to be, and that's a forest that can't kill this, so we lose. Okay. I think our opponent definitely gave us opportunities there. I think that line with Enchantress or Seal could have some scrutiny laid upon it, but I don't think I'm going to accept answers saying opposite to what I did. I think the plows are fine. I think I need them to beat the Terravore. I think one of the confinements is fine to go. I'm less interested in the Sterling Groves, where they're going to have infinite disenchants post board, but we've got the second replenish. The Sabo's Web is dope, the Sacred Ground is dope against the Geddon plan. I think I might just cut all the confinements because I'm coming down on the Sterling Groves. And maybe just 3 Guiles or 3 Explorations. 3 Explorations. And we're going to win with Parallax Wave. So we'll keep this and we'll play a Miri's Guile. We'll try to roll up a Sacred Ground pretty quickly. Or a Sabo's Web or something. Opponent's on 61, which is weird. And yeah, turn 1 Miri's Guile. Should be the launch pad we need to get the game rolling. Like Landmark's Disenchant would be pretty annoying. Windswept Heath fetches immediately. Nimble Mongoose is like the best outcome for us. Weathered Wayfarer gets ploughed on the spot. Landmarks. Weathered Wayfarer, okay. So that has to die. Nimble Mongoose is fine. No response to the Guile. Yes to the ability. Enchantress Sanctum Exploration. Yes to all. But how do we play it is the next question. Exploration, forest, plains, plough your wayfarer. I hate everything I've done. I hate everything I've done. I don't like exposing this forest. It's untapped. It's not doing anything. They're a land destruction strategy. They play a treetop village. And Nimble Mongoose. And now next turn. Yeah, no, I don't like how we played that at all. I say we because I'm blaming you partially. So I don't want the Enchantress just yet. I don't want the forest just yet. But I want the forest now. Yes. I want the forest now. I want the presence in play. I don't want to play the forest. Just want to pass the turn. This could be an Armageddon turn. At which point I've got Serra Sanctum on top, forest here, and I can cast my Parallax Wave next turn after Armageddon. Because I've got Exploration in play. Ding dong. Okay, so we punted one forest. But we now have great chances of winning. I think I want Enchantress Presence before I'll go through Enchantress. So we can just go Forest, Serra Sanctum, Parallax Wave, draw Enchantress Presence, pass to you, pray for no wasteland. There we go. That's my plan. Rip. And now I take 6, and I take 6, and I'm losing quickly. Miri's Guile needs to pop off. Serra Sanctum is very good in that sense. So I've got what? Land Enchantress on top of my deck. And the land fetches and kills me. Forest is fine. I can buy another. I can't buy another turn. So at 1. So Miri's Guile needs to find lands now, and the lands need to deal with this. That might be tough. It's an enchantment at least. The cards it's drawing are so bad. Am I just dead? I think I am. So I just draw 2 lands, right? Yeah, I think I've lost. I draw 2 lands and lose? Okay. Oh, that's the match. Okay, I was expecting game 3. Well, we lost. Wild. Good games. I don't know where I lost. Just a really quick Geddon, I think. Maybe I sideboarded poorly as well because I don't have any answers to these nimbles, right? Where it could have been a confinement somewhere in my deck. But hey ho, so it goes. Sometimes you board badly and die. Next round. Okay, 5th and final round against Hypnotical. And we've got a nice opener. We're on the draw, but we've got banger into banger into banger into Sterling Grove. So, they've got an island. I've got a basic forest, which I'll use, because of course we've got this Miri's Guile. So fetching is good. They've got an opt, so it could just be Dreadnought. We could die quickly, or we can draw good cards. Up to us, I guess. I think that's how they have to beat us, though, right? Is the turn 2 Dreadnought every time. Otherwise, it just gets a bit much for them. Flooded Strand. And nothing. Wow. Back to us. Yes, I'd like to look at the top 3 cards of my library. Exploration, Wild Growth. They're all very nice going forwards, but I'm going to resolve an Enchantress this turn if allowed. Off of the brush land because I still want this fetch for later. I like the cards on top of my deck. I'm not expecting this to resolve. Opponent fetches. Grabs another hideous fucking island. Like, they set a really punishingly low bar with that first one. And now look at this afterwards. Enchantress is in. They played AK instead, so they're just looking for a foil or a daze. But Dreadful Island into Dreadful Island into City of Brass, demonstrating the fact that what I thought was different. Oh, City in your Psychotog deck's weird. That's cool. Right, so we should be actually just golden to win from here, I think. So, yes, please. I want one of these cards, at the very least. Let's cast Exploration, draw a card. Play this and fetch away because the other cards are bad. Get a Forest. Play Serra's Sanctum. Cast Enchantress Presence. Draw another land. Wild Growth up this brushland. And don't attack. Opponent's got AK Opt, so they've got like 6 or 7 damage here, I guess. 6, 7, plus 3. Planes. Oh, so it's just Grotox. I'm just going to get Geddoned. Mother. It's not very good for us, is it? How much she hit me for here? A fair decent chunk, I guess. I'm not blocking. Absolutely not. 4, 4, 5, 6. So 10, 11 if they want to. That was... It took me a while to work out what City of Brass in your Psychotog deck means. But they hit me for 3 or 4. They discard a plow as well, yeah. So that's 5. This is turn 4, and they destroyed 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. So not making another land drop. They just 6 me off the bat. This is pretty all in from them. Miri's Guile. I get to draw 2 cards a turn. That's a Parallax Wave, so that's something to build towards next turn. So we can just go Forest, Exploration, draw 2, Sterling Grove, Windswept Heath, fetch, grab a Forest, cast a Sterling Grove, attack for 0. Yeah, attack for 0 seems really powerful. And then they're dead. So they're going to attack me for 1 to 5 points of damage. If you're missing land drops, shouldn't you just be pitching spells? Solitary Confinement's another banger. So we will top like this. Draw step. This one's going to go get a land for our Parallax Wave. So basic planes. Wave you, drawing the Confinement, which also kills. I fetched. I'm such an idiot. Well, your Psychotoc's dead and you got no permanents. Okay. Grow a Tog. It just didn't grow enough. 1, 2. Sacred Grounds. Drop an Exploration and a Confinement. I like the plows because I can play Meddling Mage. I like the Replenish because we're going to overload them. I like the Sterling Grove because they can have a billion disenchants. This Grotog deck that my opponent's playing I think is super sick. I think it's just so bad against, like, I have real problems with why you'd play that over Phyrexian Dreadnought. Okay, so this hand's slow, but we're going to keep it. We're going to fetch aggressively. That's a basic island. And nothing else. So we'll play Wooded Foothills and pass the turn. And then they pass to us with Island open, which probably just means counter spells. I think I am just going to roll out this Sacred Ground. Forest Plains Sacred Ground, I think sounds like a perfectly acceptable way to bait a counter spell. And it's just in. It's just in. But they don't care about annulling it. They AK for 1. Got 7 of their best. And they cast a Gush. An Impulse. Sorcery Speed Impulse. They're struggling for lands. They might look to gush onto a foil in response to this Argothian. Mox Diamond. Discards Island. They really are exploring the depths of island artwork, though. I feel like we could just reach into a land box and improve. They Portent Self, and they play a Flooded Strand. Okay. So they got 4 cards in hand, 4 lands in play. I draw another Sacred Ground, which is absolutely not what I asked for. I will play my land first, just in case they're trying to daze me. They're not. And now let's see what they come up with. Flooded Strand. Finds basic planes. Pyroclasm. Well, that's sad. And the Flooded Strand. They're not achieving a lot, are they? I'm just going to go get a Forest. So I've drawn a lot of lands already. Let's play Exploration. This one. Sterling Grove, I guess. And then Disenchant into Armageddon now doesn't work, but I am going to sacrifice this Sterling Grove to go and find a presence next turn. They've got City of Brass. And 3 cards in hand. The 3 cards in hand just must all be permission, that's the issue though. So maybe I do just hang out for a bit. Play another Sterling Grove, that sort of thing. That's what I'm thinking about. What destroyed enchantments could they have? Cleansing Meditation, because they are like a Thresholdy style deck. 4 mana on Incept, just Factual Fiction? Okay, Factual Fiction is interesting. Pyroclasm, Psychotog, Foil. So you can have Foil, Pyroclasm. Or Island Psychotog. I take Island Psychotog, they want me dead, and they want me dead now. Maybe Psychotog's always supposed to be in the pile of 3. No. It's just so many cards that they draw, right? Okay, and then they AK for 2 cards. So I'm going to die quite quickly. So this is 6 damage in the bin. Psychotog comes in. We've got another 5 damage there. Plus another 2.5 damage. They played an island, which is weird. Psychotog lands. I think I have to go and find presence now. They've got 4 cards in hand. I'm not expecting anything to resolve. 4 cards. They can't all be Armageddons. Could be Gush. But Gush is basically counterspell at this point, isn't it? So sack the Sterling Grove. Go get an Enchantress Presence. Is there anything else I can get? Parallax Wave, maybe? Should just get Presence. They cast counter. They've cast a null, sure. Pass to you. They cast an Opt. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage. I'm at 17. That's fine. No, that's 14, so that's 7. So I'm not yet dead. Gush is pretty good here. So now I have to go and get Parallax Wave, but I'm just so unlikely to resolve it. So I will go and get the grid next game. Bringing in Pyroclasm is odd. I mean, it's not odd, right? Because they're happy to trade 1 for 1 for my Enchantress. So I guess just Pyroclasm's in. How do we have Gush? 5, 6, 7, 7. I feel like Gush was lethal here. No? 7 plus 15. Plus anything else you find that draws cards as well. Doesn't even use the mana. Do I have to go and find Wave, really? Just find Wave and die? Okay. I was just in. That's weird. Cool. They can still have Disenchant, right? But we did what we could. I'd be surprised if they didn't have Disenchant. But our opponent's shown that they're not interested in killing me, so we'll let them play a bit longer. Playing Islands again, despite having Psychotog in play and Geddon in deck. Oh, they're gushing before damage this time, so maybe they think they found lethal. This is incredibly lethal. Okay. Let's get some defense grids on the go. I think that's fine. Maybe the other replenish is good to overload permission with. Sacred Ground looks fine. I think Sacred Ground is fine. I think Plowshares can go down to 2. And then Sterling Groves can be trimmed out as well. And then Seal of Cleansing can maybe go down to 2 as well. There's a lot of enchantments we just cut from our deck, but it's fine. Turn 1 Miri's Guile and a Prayer. I don't like this hand. Turn 1 Miri's Guile and a Prayer. I do like this hand. So let's play this. Get rid of Brushland. Because the Prayer, on the other hand, is just looking for lands, right? Whereas here, we can look for spells, and that's a lot more fun. So, our opponent has a Mox Diamond, discards a City of Brass, plays a basic island, and then we've got a Miri's Guile trigger. Exploration, Enchantress, Parallax Wave. Let's play a Sacred Ground then. They countered it, so that gives up some information at least. They are on a Geddon plan today. Opt likely means that they're struggling for the land, though, or makes it look like they're struggling for the land. Opt Portent. It's not a very strong turn 2. They do find Island for a null. I should be good at getting a card for my Enchantress here. Yes, please. Oh, that's a nice one as well. So let's go. Grab ourselves a forest. Let's cast Enchantress first. I don't enjoy this, but I still think I want to get as many enchantments in play as possible because of this Sanctum that I'm holding. That's a Confinement, which isn't very good, but it is at least an enchantment. If they do get on this turn, they may Clasm this turn. The Sacred Ground counterspell makes me think that they've got Geddon. They weren't interested in casting it there. Opalescence, Presence, Replenish. So Presence will cast. That will get countered. I'll draw whatever I put there. I think I just chill out. Opalescence, Presence, Replenish, right? Yeah. Opponent's going to fetch. Just get an island. Cast an AK. They're on 3 cards in hand. They haven't shown us a Quirion Dryad throughout this game, right? 3 cards left. Enchantress, Brushland, Replenish. I am interested in Enchantress here. So let's cast that, see if they've got another counter spell for us. They do. Oh, they've got a Gush, okay. Maybe Fact or Fiction for foil. Do I want to draw 3 now? Draw 2 now? I think I will, and if I just run into there, make them float their mana. Fact or Fiction, okay. Pyroclasm's annoying. They take the Pyroclasm. We'll cast Solitary Confinement to draw some cards. Oh, they null it. That's weird. And I'll just pass the turn because I'm quite happy where I am. I'm drawing Enchantress Presence next turn. I can cast Enchantress Presence and Replenish. They do redeploy an island. They've been through 1, 2, 3 counterspells so far. They Portent Self. I might just be interested in casting the Replenish though, right? Just get my Sacred Ground back. Oh, I'm not drawing Enchantress Presence. Okay. So let's pretend that we are. And let's go land, replenish. and hope they don't have foil. So they're back, and now I can yeet through some lands. I've got Sacred Ground in as well. This is going to draw Sterling Grove. So if they Geddon me, then the Sacred Ground takes over. Sterling Grove is going to draw a card. Everything's cycling. I've got Miri's Guile to fix my deck as well. I think that has turned a corner in some way. I would put money on them holding Armageddon, though. That's the thing. I think Pyroclasm, you untap Geddon, seems really powerful. Well, they had the land rights. I think they're holding Island still. I think they're holding Island still. But it's back to us. Our Solitary Confinement is dead. Miri's Guile finds an Enchantress Presence, which is really tasty. And I don't care about this confinement. It doesn't do anything. I want my draw step. I want my Sterling Grove. Yeah, and they disenchant the Sacred Ground, right? So they're just holding Armageddon. Because there's no chance you hit that and not the Presence. Now we can just go Brushland Enchantress Presence. Which should get any counterspell or a null out of them. Impulse, sure. A null, foil, counterspell. Doesn't get anything, but I do get Opalescence into play. Hang on, I can just Sterling Grove for Sacred Ground and then Opalescence as well. Opalescence. Sacred Ground. Attack you. You're at 12. So Geddon's dead again. Because everything they've done this game is telegraphed a Geddon in hand. Everything they did from turn 1 just was face up. I have an Armageddon in my opening hand. So we maybe exposed ourselves to that one turn. But I think maybe we'd sandbagged the land. I can't remember, and had two Enchantresses in play. So they were kind of forced to Pyroclasm that turn, and then the rest of the turns I think we were pretty covered. So that was cool. Fun league. Always a fun deck to play. I would recommend it. There's lots of ways you can build it. You can get a bit techier as well, with all the ones that you want to play. The one-offs. So like Elephant Grass is cool. There was something else I was thinking of earlier. Xantid Swarm post board instead of the defense grid. Abeyance and Orum's Chance instead of the defense grid. But if you look around, there will be lists which are a bit more techy and slightly less like 4-4-4-4-4-4. But very fun league, very fun deck. Recommend you give it a go in the old pre-modern queues, which are now a permanent fixture on the old Magic Online. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon. Take care. Bye.